Some stunning details have come out of that interim report from the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder. The flight data recorder shows the fuel cutoff switches moved from run to fuel cutoff only a few seconds after the aircraft left the ground. Now, it's virtually impossible to bump those switches to off because they have sprung-loaded guarded mechanisms that require the switch to be lifted over the guard to be placed in the other position. So you can't just bump them out of place. Someone moved those switches. The pilot flying was the co-pilot, the pilot monitoring the captain. Now, the position of the fuel cutoff switches relative to the pilot flying in the right seat and the co-pilot seat, very difficult to feel out quickly because, of course, you're looking at instruments, you're taking off, you're looking at the flight instruments to make sure that your takeoff is correct in terms of pitch angle, acceleration, and vertical speed, all those things. So as a pilot, you're fixed on that instrument. And to sort of fumble behind and move the switches is really, it's a very difficult thing to do and keep flying the aircraft. So it would tend to suggest that whoever turned those fuel cutoff switches from run to cutoff, assuming there wasn't a third person in the flight deck, that hasn't been talked about, that action would have to come most likely from the left seat, the pilot monitoring, the captain. And those switches were moved to the cutoff detent in only 1 second. Then there was a lag time of about 10 seconds before they were restored because they were found in the wreckage, the cutoff switches, in the run position. So before the switches were restored back to the run position, and apparently the engines did try to relight, as they call it, to start up again, but obviously not in time to provide thrust to stop the aircraft basically hitting the ground or a building on the ground. So what does that tell us?